One Piece is coming to an end, but is Black Clover coming for the throne? Welcome back to the More Than a Cartoon podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, here with my co-host, Will, and we just want to welcome you back to another episode coming on every single Monday. Just to let you guys know, every single Monday is when we're releasing episodes. Trying to make sure you have a great weekend, a great start to the weekend. If you're watching this on a different day, then that's fine. But this week, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, I have a whole bunch of stuff, and it's not like information overload. It's just more concerns, questions, and mainly just comments. So it's going to be...
Well, there's definitely some interesting news going on, and there's a lot going on in the anime space. There's a lot happening.
It's always, but this right here, it's not something that's going to make you like stop in your tracks figuring out. Well, two of them might.
There's
but
a couple that might.
It's a question. I mean, obviously, like we just started in the intro, you heard One Piece. Yeah. Is it coming to an end?
Like,
technically, yes. We're not clickbaiting. We'll get into that more. But we also have Black Clover. It's coming back. That's confirmed. We have Naruto / Boruto, which I really don't want to talk about, but it does need to be said something because this could change the way. Maybe it could be in a scene as a good light. Apothecary Diaries, of course, that's great. If you've not seen it, you should watch it. They'll have a little bit of Spy X Family, and then also again, we're probably going to talk about Crunchyroll. You know, that's nothing.
We'll
nothing
probably
new.
mention Crunchyroll and One Punch Man at some point. If you notice, if you're a regular listener of our podcast, there's always a couple whipping boys that we just like constantly go back to, and we just got it because there's always something that's just like, man, what the deuce? What is happening here? What's actually going on? And you know, I can't help it, right?
I'm a true fan. I mean, it's granted, it's valid.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I truly love anime, and I truly love certain things, and like I'm gonna gripe about things that I'm a huge fan of that I think are getting a disservice.
Yes.
And it's not about like I'm trying to harp on it for the sake of harping on it. No, I'm harping on it because I love it, and I'm like expressing my displeasure. There's a lot of smooth-brained people out there that can't like wrap your head around the fact that if you love something, you're allowed to criticize it rigorously. And like, and lots of people that are also like, you should just be happy for what it is. You know what? That attitude of you should just be happy for what you got is why you still work at McDonald's, and I've been lucky enough to build a career doing what I love.
It's not even nighttime. If you can't tell, I'm going blue collar boy right now with my white monster. He's got his coffee, so this is fresh in the morning, and we're getting nighttime Will already. This is, I'm sorry, hold on. Okay.
I love you. If you work at McDonald's, I'm proud of you. If you have a job, I'm happy for you. I'm just being a turd. I'm not mad at you. I'm not saying there's anything.
He's taking his frustration out on you.
No. I'm calling out the mentality of we should just be happy with what we have. Because that's what a lot of people are saying is like, we should just be happy that we got a One Punch Man season 3, or we have this, or you should be happy that we have Crunchyroll, or you should be happy about this, that, or the other. And I'm like, well, if you just go through your whole life with the attitude of like, I'll just be happy with what I have, you'll never get more than what somebody's willing to just give you. Like, you should strive for more, strive for better.
I think it's crazy that
relationships,
all these people out here saying, oh, you should just be happy with what you got, right? But then on the other side, you have people out here saying, oh, we have too much, because it's fall season. Apparently people are complaining that there are too much shows right now. And the problem with being too much shows, which you're like, how is that a problem? You know, oversaturation. Yes, some good shows could be, you know, not seen in a good light. Some could be going underneath the table, hidden gems. You might not, but I'll be honest, right now, it's kind of hard to find any gem that's in the fall season right now. It's really bad.
It's
really
pretty easy to weed out the stuff that's like not even worth your time.
There's two right now in my bank right now. I have My Status as an Assassin. That one, it's just been good. It's very cliche, very generic. You can understand how the story's going to go, but also Dusk. Yes. That one right there, it's good. Yes. It's good.
My Status as an Assassin, I swear, could be like an offshoot of Solo Leveling. It's like,
yes,
it feels like it could be in the Solo Leveling universe. It's really interesting to me, and that just it makes me enjoy it even more. But I was watching the first episode, I was like, this feels like a, you know, an off, like another Solo Leveling character, like somebody else. It's cool. It's a good show.
See, the problem is with that, I'm gonna get to this real quick. Actually, just go back to the fall season. We're gonna say this real quick before I get back into Solo Leveling, because I do have a comment about a little hot take someone said about this. Fall season, though, the people are upset about there being too many shows, right? But what they're also upset about is that these shows that are coming out, they're not polished. They're very, you know, very, and that's what we've seen. Very kind of shows.
What happens when you get a massive quantity of stuff instead of just a few that are focused on quality. I have a really
Yeah.
interesting point about that too. So there's a manga that I've been reading, and it's fantastic. I'm a couple chapters
Mhm.
behind. It's called
Tell me about it.
Kagurabachi.
Oh,
Ka-
yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
Kagurabachi is so good. It just
Mhm.
imagine like modern-ish era,
Mhm.
and you have like samurai, like people that can fight with samurai swords, but
Right.
you have sorcerers, kind of like JJK, they're sorcerers, but completely different,
Mhm.
but they're sorcerers. And then you have some people who can wield a samurai sword that has magic imbued into it, and then there's all this conflict going on. It is phenomenal. Probably 9 out of 10 story. But here's the reason I bring it up. The reason I bring it up is because you're talking about a lot of people are complaining about a lot of
Mhm.
the anime that's coming out this season just really isn't
Dude,
that great.
people were
It's kind of
so pissed off about
yeah,
Kagurabachi. I think that's how you say it, right? Kagurabachi? People
nobody's
were
mad at
so pissed
Kagurabachi.
when they first came out because they said, "Oh, everyone's glazing it." I mean, if you're
No,
gonna talk
no,
about
no.
glazing it, Will's the probably number one
Kagurabachi's
glazer
not an
for it.
anime yet. Kagurabachi's still in
No,
manga.
but the manga, yeah, they said because it was on like
Oh, it
Shonen
deserves
Top or
it.
something.
It
Really?
deserves to
Wow.
be glazed.
Okay.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And here's something really interesting that they're doing on the topic of, and we didn't even have planned to talk about this, guys, but that's the way it goes. I'm 3 cups of coffee deep. It's only 9:45. Um, what's really interesting is so many people are like, there's a whole excess of anime this season that's just
Mhm.
okay, right? It's just okay. But then you
If it's okay.
also see like some of the bigger studios taking on a ton of projects. And we've seen
Mhm.
issues in the past with that, with timelines not being met, issues in like the animators are
Mhm.
being overworked too much. Well, this is something that was very like barely reported on probably about like 6 months ago when the Kagurabachi anime adaptation was just starting to get talked about. And
Mhm.
then it's now coming out again because it's, it's getting closer.
Right.
Is the company, is it Shueisha or whoever it is for Kagurabachi? Let me see if I
Right.
have a picture of it. But something that's really interesting about it is that the company that's in charge of it has allegedly turned down offers from like Mappa and A1 and Bones, like the biggest studios out there, the biggest
Side Games
animators out there.
Pictures.
Yeah, inside. So they've turned down the offers from the big studios specifically because they don't want a big studio animating it who can't
Mhm.
put their full focus on it. So
Yeah.
they're actually trying to do is they're kind of, and I find I respect this a lot. It seems like they're going against the grain. Like, hey man, let's just not go with Mappa or A1 or somebody that's going to just knock it out of the park.
Definitely
Hopefully,
not A1 right now. No.
yeah, let's go with maybe a studio that doesn't have quite as much work. And I would
Mhm.
assume, this is just my assumption, that they're also going to do their due diligence that studio can actually animate it well the way they want it animated. So I find it really interesting that they're intentionally refusing offers from the big studios
Right.
that could like really help propel it and be fantastic. But also, we have seen anime come out from lesser known studios that looks great. So it makes me even more excited for it to actually see what Kagurabachi is going to become as an anime, because it's just, the manga is so good.
So right now, what it says is the Kagurabachi anime will be animated by Side Games Pictures, a
Yeah.
subsidiary of Cyber Agent. Now, have you ever heard of that studio before?
Um. Yes, they've done something else recently.
So I have a list
Um.
of some of these. I'm not sure if these are correct or not, but it looks to be Apocalypse Hotel, Oceanoko, which
Oh, that's it. That's it.
that's that's
Oshinoko.
pr- that's pretty big.
That's their like that's their
Zombieland
second
Saga,
opus.
one that I think
Zombieland Saga is also really really good too.
one that's very unnoticed and needs more appreciation is those Sing Yesterday for me. Very underrated anime. Very very good. It's a romance anime. Will he definitely knows all about it. This one was very good, very underrated. But Ocean no Ko, huh? But this
So
is a
Zombieland
subsidiary
Saga
of
is that what you said? Zombieland Saga, right?
yes, Zombieland Saga, which everyone knows the classic toast in the mouth, running outside. See you
Yeah.
guys later, and then truck.
Boom.
Yeah,
But
the
but
best.
so just look at just Oshinoko and Zombieland Saga.
Mhm.
The animation of both of those is
Very well
really
done.
good. It's not some crazy thing like Mappa's putting out
Mhm.
or like Ufotable put out for Demon Slayer, but it is really good solid animation.
It
And
seems
so
more attention though.
right. So it makes me wonder, giving them a
Mhm.
nice action series, like what they're actually going to be able to do. Because Kagurabachi is really,
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. I
And
mean,
if I tell you right now, if it
mm.
gets the T-Bait, the Blue Lock season 2, the One Punch Man season 3 treatment,
Oh,
I'm
dude,
going, I'm going to rage.
this could be a problem. It really
I'm
could.
going to be very upset.
Yeah, because like a lot of people are asking, would you rather want Mappa, Madhouse, Ufotable? Clover works. Which one would you rather want? And it goes to a subsidiary animation company. That could be good. That could be
Right.
bad. You could
So
have a JC
here's
Staff
their
situation, and I'm
right,
just
but here is their thought process behind it, because they did an interview about it a while back.
mhm.
Their thought process is if they go with somebody like this who doesn't have so many other projects, they want to
They
go
can't
with
give
the
their time
studio.
in.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to go with a studio that still has the chops to do it, but can actually almost solely focus on that instead of giving it to Mappa. And they're also focused on JJK, the Culling Game, and 14 other projects. Right.
Right.
So as opposed,
Now,
and then as long as there's budget behind it, it shouldn't be an issue. If JC Staff had the appropriate budget for One Punch Man season 3, it would be a lot better, right? Like there's some
right.
unanswered questions about that we don't know what exactly happened to the budget from the production committee and why things are so rushed or whatever. Like, so
Mhm.
it's not JC Staff with One Punch Man.
No.
It's not the animation studio, because I believe they did some seasons of Don Machi, didn't they? And Don Machi is great. I could be wrong about
Mhm.
that, but
Okay.
it's the budget. So as long as
Mhm.
Game Studios gets a good budget to properly animate this,
Which they probably should.
it should be fine. It's going
Yeah.
to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, imagine like, I don't want to say Gachi Yakuta vibes, but like
Ooh.
I'm expecting it to be as impactful as Gachi
Okay.
Yakuta has been.
I'll
Like,
be honest. I
people
didn't
are
think
like,
Gacha
"Hey, this
would
looks
be that
cool."
impactful, but it is.
Yeah, and then people really, really enjoying it. So that's what I'm expecting, because there's some
It-
like,
Is it just me? But like after I watched, was it Namo or Nama? I can't remember her name right now. I
Amo?
should, but after her
After
episode,
Amo's episodes.
I've just taken a break after the first core.
Oh
I've
yeah,
just taken a break
it's super
because
intense.
I'm like it was such a great core that I loved it. I'm like, do I want to watch the second core? Do I want to watch it? And everyone's like, guys,
Take
just
a
talk
break.
about One Piece. Talk about One Piece. No, hold on, we're gonna get there. Hold on.
Yeah.
This right here, Gacha Yakuta. I've taken a backseat, even though I love it. It is a great anime. I've taken a backseat to it for some reason. I've been watching a lot of older anime. I mean, I just finished
Same.
an
I
older
don't think
anime
there's
right now. I just
anything
started.
wrong with that. Waiting until the core is done so you can kind of power through it, like,
Yeah.
and watch it all together. Totally fine, right?
'Cause
Like,
I want to see if they, what I know, I want to see if they put it in this season. I think that's what I'm waiting for. And we talked about a previous episode. Like I had to look up a spoiler. I had to, and I'm
you're
waiting to
just
see
like
if they
my
put it in
wife,
this season.
dude. Yeah, looking up
I had
spoilers.
to. I had to. Okay. All right. I know. For my girlies, listen. All right. Even last night, our me and my wife watched this TV show that is just completely drama filled. Drama filled. All right. Now I was supposed to play Xbox with the boys last night. I was supposed to play Battlefield 6. Everyone knows it's great. Love it. If you've not played it, play it. All right. It's back, baby. But we watched the first episode. It came out yesterday or something like that. We watched the first episode last night, and it was drama. The tea is hot. Okay, your
What's the
coffee
show?
might be hot, but the tea is hot. Selling Sunset. It is. It's not something I'm proud of, but it's not anime at all. It's just it's literally women that sell houses in California and have
Hey man,
buttload of drama.
you're
And
making deposits into that relational bank, bro.
it's
I had an old man tell me, he's probably about 80 years old, and like, we were at church and there was an event, and like he got they had like muffins. So
Yeah.
he got his wife's favorite muffin, and he goes, "This
Yeah.
is my wife's favorite flavor." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." He goes, "Yeah,
Mhm.
man." He's like 80. He goes, "It's just a deposit into that relational bank, bro." He goes, "The more
Yes.
deposits you make, the more withdrawals you can take." And I was like,
Oh, okay. So with this, do stuff with your spouse, do stuff with your partner, do stuff with them, because thing is, like, what you enjoy is also something that can be shared. What they also
Mhm.
enjoy. Because like right now, I'm gonna tell you, my wife not a big fan of anime, but I get super excited when she wants to watch anime with me.
Yeah.
All right, and this is gonna kind of tie into the next part. Solo leveling, right? Solo leveling. I was like, when season 2 came out, I'm really enjoying this. This is so good, so good, so good. And my wife's like, is it really that good? I was like, yeah, watch it with me if you want. And she watched it. We watched all season 1, loved it. This is when it was still airing on season 2. We caught up so fast to season 2. She's like, all right, let's watch the next one. And I was like, it's in sub. She loves the dub version just like me. I love Alex Lee. I was like, he just gives you goosebumps doing it, right? And the sub version came out, and she's like, this is how addicted. She was like, I might want to watch the sub version. I need to know. I was like, girl, let's go. So yes, for her, she does things for me that gives me joy, and I do things for her. But actually come to the point now with Selling Sunset, I'm actually more invested. I was like, my mouth was dropped the whole first episode. We watched 2 more before bed, and I was like, all right, let's do another one. She's like, no, we got to go to bed, babe. We got to go to bed. I'm like, you're right. But we're also adults. We can make bad decisions now. It's okay. The thing I want to talk about with Solo Leveling, though, before we actually get into the topics, and I promise you guys we will get to these topics. Solomon mentioned that their hot take for Solo Leveling, the reason why it's bad is because, you had the first couple episodes, him going, getting this system, and yes, he is solo leveling. But as soon as he gets a rise, that ability, that's when it goes downhill. Everyone says that. And I'm thinking, is it really because now you have him, and maybe to look in a different light, now you have him having everyone else fight his battles for him.
But that's not true. That's not
Right.
true.
Right.
He's constantly fighting. And even as the manhwa goes on further, there's times where like he basically has his shadow army and like he's still fighting. Like there's other hunters and other beings that he comes into contact with that are so powerful that none of his shadow army like can stand up to them. So he still has to fight. And
Granted,
like
yes.
it just shows like the lack of foresight that people have. Like, wait, maybe right now it's just like he's building a little army that can help him with a lot of what's going on, but we're about to be introduced to a lot more powerful characters that he has to fight himself.
Oh yeah, and with all of that, I'm like, you have to think about this. All right, I have to stand by what I said because rising the shield hero stops when he rises from being a terrible shield hero to a good shield hero halfway through the season. That's when it should have stopped. Same thing with solo leveling. Solo leveling should stop when he stops leveling by himself. Now with his shadows, I think that's different. That it's taken away from his magical power. It's actually whatever from his system that he has.
Technically alone because these are all phantoms.
They're technically a part of him. If you want to do it, it's his ability he's using. You can't be mad at a wizard doing a fireball. It's like, he's not. He's fighting with the fireball. No, he's using his own ability.
Elemental. The wizard's still on his own. Like that's just a conjuration of his power.
Thing. Now, if he does fight with a party and starts doing with other people, that's when I feel like it should stop with solo leveling. Yeah. But here's the same thing too, though. Take it up as a party as itself. You have all of these isekais, you have all these other fantasy animes, and you have a majorly overpowered main character that has a party with him. And I'll just give you an example. Black Summoner, right? An anime I watched again recently because I like the beginning of it, but it had the same problem too. Once he starts building a party, that's when it kind of goes downhill for me. That's when I see a lot of these solo animes. I can see the same thing happen with My Assassin. When they start building that party, that's when it starts going downhill. Because I did think it was cool, though. He has these guardians, these golems that he can build, and he could have them watch over, say, his house. He has a slime that can be with all these people that might not have the ability he has to protect them. I think that's cool. Same thing happened in Solo Leveling. I think that's a great idea to protect his sister, protect his mom while he's gone, because he has a big target on his back now.
Yeah, and
he has his people out there.
He gets. I don't know. I think he does have it in the anime. He gets the ability to instantly trade places with any one of his shadow clones.
Yeah. I think that's in season 2.
Or not shadow clones, but any of his shadows. Just such an overpowered ability. So you can literally have powerful shadows watching over all these different aspects, which he does. And then if something hits the fan, you can you can teleport there and deal with it.
Solo. He's doing that solo.
He's
protecting all these people, fighting all these dungeons solo. There might be other hunters there, but guess what? They all get beat up, and you're going to say, we're farming and all. They all get beat up, but he comes, does this, destroys even with the ant, right? Everyone gets their butt kicked, right? I'm trying to be nice on a Friday, but everyone gets their butt kicked. I almost said it. I was so close. Everyone gets their butt kicked, and boom, he comes in. Oh, it's aura farming. Yes and no. I mean, he's not trying to be in the limelight. He's still, it goes with this character. He's still solo, and he has one mission. Everyone's like, it has no story. It has him just aura farming. Everyone doesn't realize, though, and it was very emotional. There's no emotional depth, people say. Did you watch the episode when his mom wakes up?
Yeah.
I got choked up.
Or
what are you talking about?
Or when the healer, small spoiler, I won't give too much, but or when the S rank healer dies, and he has to he summons his spirit to save somebody, and and
he lets him go.
Yeah, the friends are like, hey, he would not want to live like this. Please, and then he's like, okay, I'll let him rest. Dude, that was like
right now. Even thinking about giving goosebumps because, you've talked about this before. Why not keep him? You've been set for life. An S rank healer on your side, set. But
because it's more than that, right?
That was right. That's depth. People don't want to look at that. People don't want to listen to that. Yeah. Like, no, it's just aura farming.
Obviously, it doesn't have as much depth as some shows.
No,
but it's not about that.
And there is aura farming
of course. But
you can't say one thing without the other.
There's reasoning behind why he's so powerful because you find out that there's other things going on and other enemies that are so incredibly powerful. And this is all by design, and there's a reason why he is so freaking powerful and why he was chosen for all of this stuff to happen. and he
Yeah.
literally eclipses every other human's power for a
Mhm.
reason.
Mhm.
And like these things happen, so it makes sense. It's just
I like the
it's
thought
just because
process. I like the build up. What I didn't like is though when he's going through that hell gate when he's going through all those 100 levels. I did think it was a little rushed, but people even say
Yeah.
too, and it was like, oh, the side characters don't have depth. But in the manhwa, which like I said, this is with any anime, so don't just say this is just because it's Soul 11. It's with any anime, and when I'm saying anime, I'm also talking about Danma manhwa. Also, when I say this, they cut out a lot of stuff because
Mhm.
nowadays with new gen anime, people don't want the filler, which we'll say we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but people don't want the filler.
If they
All
would have
right.
gone slower, people would complain that it's too slow.
So adding there's no depth with the side characters. If you want depth and realize how good this is, read the manhwa. Also the art is
there's a
just
light novels
beautiful,
too, which are even better.
beautiful art. But I mean, again, we're glazing over that, and those who have been waiting for so long, don't worry, this is the time. We're actually going to get back onto our topic, our stories, because we're going to be talking about One Piece. One Piece is going away, but not for good. I know, I wish it would, but I'm just sorry. No, I'm just kidding. One Piece is finally going seasonal. Big news after 2 decades. 2 decades. All right, 20 years of nonstop weekly episodes. One Piece is officially going seasonal in 2026.
Mhm.
Huge. Toei Animation confirmed a short hiatus early in the year before the anime returns with the highly anticipated, what is it, Elbaf arc?
Elbaf. Yeah,
Elbaf?
I think
This
so.
time in seasonal batches instead of the endless weekly grind. It's a major shift that prioritizes quality over quantity. That's
Yeah.
something I think is great. I think that
It's
is
great.
the right decision.
Here's my huge problem.
Mhm.
Here's my huge problem with this, right?
Tell me. But you have a problem with this?
One Piece is what, 1,100 plus episodes. So how many more episodes are until One Piece is over? Because we have a whole 2 more arcs, right? So they're going into
Mhm.
the Elbaf arc and then whatever the final arc is, right? So
Oh, so we're
it,
near the end. Final stretch.
we're near the end, right? Or they
Okay.
need to finish Egghead and then go into Elbaf, which is the end. I'm not exactly sure.
Mm,
I'm on episode like 200 with my kids.
mm.
But here's my concern. Say there's another 200 episodes that still need to go. If we're getting one season a year of 26 episodes, so what? It's going to be 7 more years. There's voice actors from the Straw Hats that have been there since day one that might not live 7 more years.
Dang.
Like that's very.
Yeah.
I'm not being facetious.
That's a great point. That's a great point. I'm just saying,
real.
dang, 'cause I didn't realize that is.
Yeah.
Think
So
about
it's like
20 years of doing this too. Like you, can we end, please?
it's like, okay, so this is cool. And I understand because this gives Oda the ability to like, all right, we have work, rest, work, rest, right? I
Right.
get it. Like they're
Yes.
going on a 3-month hiatus on the manga right now because he needs rest. The man's working himself to death. And like nobody wants his health to fail. Nobody wants him to work himself into sickness, obviously.
That does happen to a lot of manga writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. But that's my concern is like, okay, how much more is he going to write? Is this going to be another 10 years? Or is he thinking like, hey, we'll wrap this up. Like, is it another 100 episodes or something or what? I don't know.
I mean,
just looking at how drawn out One Piece is,
yeah.
it makes me wonder, are some of the original voice cast actually going to be able to survive to see the end? Because I think Frankie's original voice actor just handed the reins to a younger voice actor.
Really?
But like I'm sure he would still like to see how the story ends, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's a great point. I'm so glad you brought that up because I literally didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
The voice actors. Most jobs that say if you want to go for like a retirement or pension, you need to put in the job 20 to 30 years. If you've been here since day one voice acting, you're hitting 20, almost 30 years.
Well, and there's only 3
You want to retire.
I would say maybe 4 shows. There's only 4 shows. There's only 4 anime that have voice actors that have been actively doing the roles for over 2 decades.
Right.
Dragon Ball Z, all right? You got Chris Sabat and Sean Schemmel and all of them who've been voicing it since the beginning almost. You got Naruto. Miley Flanagan has been Naruto the entire time.
Yep.
You've got Bleach. So you know Johnny Young Bosch has been Ichigo Kurosaki since day one. And then you've got One Piece. And these are the only 4 shows that have voice actors that have been in that role for so long, which is very, very
Bleach doesn't count?
against the grain of how anime normally works. Normally an anime comes out, they record for a while, you get what, 50, 60, 100 episodes. And then if it pops off, then they can go and they can tour and do everything for the rest of their lives. But all of these people are working on these other projects, but they're still
Right.
in this. Perfect example, My Hero Academia. So at Collecticon Houston last weekend, I hosted a My Hero Academia panel that was awesome, dude. It
Mhm.
was so good.
It looks good.
And it was so good. And so I've actually got it recorded. We're going to start putting out the videos soon. But My Hero Academia is a great example because it's only been about 10 years,
Mhm.
right? 100 and some odd episodes. So it's a flash. It's done. And when it's done, My Hero Academia is going to be timeless. These people
Mhm.
are going to be famous for
Mhm.
their characters in My Hero Academia for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But it's not 25 years and counting. They're still working on this, right? So
Mhm.
it's a very interesting place to be with One Piece and those other shows.
I mean, so that's first off, imagine being a voice actor and being a part of history. 20 years of doing this. That is crazy. That's amazing to
Mhm.
think about. That's got to be a great trophy to have on your mantle. But on the other side of that, like I said, you're putting in this long, you do want to see it end.
Yeah.
But I think the best part about this, I do think it's a good, in my opinion, I think this is a great thing to happen because it being seasonal. And I didn't realize of how long are they going to drag this out, though. You have to think about, though, people who are watching this anime, they can finally catch up. It gives them going seasonal
True.
might give them the chance to catch up
Yeah.
because you have that off time. Okay, well, while they're animating and giving me the best quality, because whatever happens, hopefully it's good. What's happening towards the end, they're putting more time and attention to it, focusing on the manga's health, focusing on the animation, focusing on giving you guys the best quality. I think that's a good thing, but also gives you time to catch up. I want to know though, do you think this is going to either help One Piece or do you think this is going to kill One Piece?
Well, honestly, if you look at it, it's not that much different than their current release schedule. I think currently, like for the past many years, they've been
Mhm.
releasing like 30 some odd episodes a year.
Okay.
So like it's not that far off. I think it's just going to allow it to be more scheduled and regimented.
Mhm.
I don't think it's going to hurt it. It depends on how long. Like that's the biggest thing is how long. Like you're going to have
Yeah.
people that like people are starting to age out, right? Like people want to
Mhm.
see the end. I
Mhm.
think I've read that Oda's told the ending to one person in case he dies
Wow.
before he finishes it, so somebody can finish it for him. So like
Mhm.
this is all this stuff that I don't think it's going to hurt it. I think it's good to keep it read. Maybe this is part of the process of landing the plane is coming up with this schedule, and maybe
Mhm.
Oda has a place like I know exactly how many volumes we're going to have. That's going to translate to X amount of episodes. If
Mhm.
we do one season for however many X years, then it'll be done. That could be
Right.
part of it. That's
Now
just
you did.
speculation.
Now you mentioned those four animes earlier that have been going on for a long period of time. Which one would you say should be next
To end.
to end?
Um, well, for the longest time, we thought Bleach had ended, but then it came back, or it had
Right.
ended, but without ending.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Bleach will be next. Bleach will be next simply because,
But is
like,
that what you want?
what I want,
Mhm.
honestly, in
Come
my
on,
mind, Naruto
give it to
already
me.
ended. Um,
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I wanted. And I don't like Dragon Ball, and I feel like it should be gone. But no, Naruto, be done with it.
I feel
Thank
like
you.
Naruto's already ended. Like Boruto, I'm okay, whatever. Like it's just I feel like Boruto's a spinoff. I'm
Don't
not,
worry,
I'm
we'll get into that,
0%
boys.
interested in it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
next I'd like to see the conclusion of Bleach because Bleach is just such a
Mhm.
good timeless. It
Mhm.
is just such a good show.
Yeah, yeah. No, don't get me wrong. So speaking of shows that ended, what we didn't know, dude, they got respawned. Okay, they had the ray gun. Someone picked it up. They had the ray gun. We were good. After going dark for months, Black Clover has suddenly
Oh
burst
yeah,
back into life. Jump Giga with brand new chapters. I am super excited about this. The creator Yuki Tabata is keeping the series alive through a more flexible. Okay, so thinking of manga, cuz more flexible, less demanding format that lets him focus on the quality storytelling and art without the stress of weekly deadlines.
yeah.
A fantastic thing that's going on. I am obsessed with this. I love it. For me, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to call it glazing, whatever, I love Black Clover. I actually have enjoyed it
Yeah,
so much. I think it's a great story. I would love to rewatch this anime again once it
yeah.
finishes. I love it.
I
Now,
think the
people who don't like it, I don't know what you're talking about. People, oh, it's just like Naruto. If you've seen the anime, it's not like Naruto.
it's
It's
completely
not.
different. Yeah.
Oh,
I think the weekly deadline thing for mangakas is I mean, that's the standard, but
mhm,
it's so weird to me because like it puts so much pressure,
Mhm.
and you can see not so much with older shows and older
Right.
manga, but with
Right.
newer stuff, you can see when that pressure when the story starts to sacrifice with that pressure, right? The
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
best example in my opinion is Jujutsu Kaisen, because like there was so much pressure on Akutami. You can
Yes.
like there was literally times when season 2 was coming out
Mhm.
that they were getting the manga, they were animating it up until like 48
Minutes.
hours before it
No,
released.
minutes. There's like hours, I think, before it should have been able to
Crazy.
come out. It was
A-
crazy to
and
think.
then
And I'm
like
like,
you
what?
see, so those crazy, and then you those deadlines, and then you see like the way JJK ended, it's
Hmm.
obvious to me that Akutami just had deadlines he had to meet,
Yeah.
and he had to wrap it up. Because
Yeah.
I've read so that's what she said. I've I've read I've read so many
Hmm.
books and literature.
Hmm.
I've read thousands and thousands of books, and that's not a humble brag. That's just saying like I can kind of pick up on when like an author knows where they're going or when they're just
Yeah.
trying to figure it out, right? And like
Yeah.
Akutami was definitely trying to figure it out, and it ends okay. Another example of that that I think ended well is My
Hmm.
Hero Academia. We're not going to spoil
Right.
anything for the ending, but you could tell Horikoshi had to
Yeah.
end it. And so
Hmm.
he ended it. And there was also massive, massive pressure from the fans to do all this stupid stuff that if you have half a
Yeah.
brain cell,
Yeah.
you know he was never going to do because he never alluded to any of those things. But Horikoshi ended it for his deadline. But then what Horikoshi did that was really intelligent is he just randomly released like 3
Hmm.
more epilogue volumes or epilogue chapters that's
That were
like,
needed.
hey, time jump,
Yeah.
here's some more stuff that's happening. Okay, here's some more.
Hmm.
And those
Hmm.
epilogues really, really rounded it all out and helped
It
it
makes you
end
feel
all
better.
perfectly and makes you
Yeah.
be like, okay, I feel like this is nice and wrapped up, right? But
Well.
those are two great examples of like these weekly deadlines that mangakas are having to meet. And
Mhm.
I wonder, maybe it's just like a Japanese cultural thing, but like I wonder if there's a way that like think about authors, right? Authors have a deadline for like X amount of chapters or a
Mhm.
deadline for the book. Couldn't we? I wonder if it would be helpful if the mangakas could get deadlines for like, hey, we need 6 months worth of volumes, and you
Yeah.
have this amount of time. Maybe this is the move to getting to that, like with what's going on with One Piece, and then what's going on with the Black Clover
Mhm.
mangaka. Maybe this is like a slow transitional move to actually give people space to do that. I don't know, but that's just me rambling
Dude,
about all that.
it's no, it's the curse of success. Oh gosh, I can't even pronounce the word. It's the curse of success.
Mhm.
That's literally what's happening because you have something where you have an author potentially going into this, and yes, that is cultural. Where you have an author going into this thinking, "Hey, I'm gonna have a story. I want to do this, this, and this. I don't know where I want to end with it, but I have a vision."
Yeah.
Right? That's why I think it's better to have the end goal before you go into the story. That's my mindset. But there's also another point for that. But yes, the curse with success is pretty much where you have an anime or a manga that just blows up out of nowhere before the manga writer actually knows where they want to go.
Right.
And that's when the deadlines come in. People want this, people want that. You have the shippers, you have people who are speculating or the fan fiction of what they want and what they kind of meddles with the author's mentality because hey, I want the story to end like this. I want to be like this.
Mhm.
I granted, I give more respect to mangas who actually keep their story the way they want it.
Yeah.
More respect to that. You have Akame ga Kill when they went the complete opposite route where the animators chose a different route, which honestly I think was the right choice, but at the same time it hurts. Then you have, say, Attack on Titan. People don't like the ending. People hate
Mhm.
it. Screw you. It's good. It's good. It's a good story.
If you
My Hero
actually
Academia. You don't like the
Yeah.
ending. Screw you. It's a good ending. Great
If
ending.
you actually pay attention to Attack on Titan and you pay attention to the dark themes and
They're
the
telling you the freaking story from
the
the start.
hopelessness, the hopeless motif of the entire story of Attack on Titan, you're
Yes.
actually paying attention and not just complaining because it's not a certain way. The ending makes perfect sense. The
Beautiful.
ending is
Beautiful.
on brand for the whole entire
Yeah.
story.
I'm hurting
It's
too.
somber, it's hopeless. It's
It
not a
hurts.
happy ending. It's like
No.
a mixed ending, but it's on brand for the whole thing. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying with Black Clover, though. With Black Clover, this is a great thing because I feel like it was being rushed. And you can even tell too with the creator. It was rushed. It was being pushed. People want to know what happens. People want to know. And you kind of know what the end goal is going to be. All right. Just same thing with My Hero Academia. Now, the way though I like is, and we're not going to spoil it, but the way they did it was a little bit different than I was expecting. A little bit different. So I give credit to My Hero Academia. But with Black Clover, we kind of know where the end goal should be. Whether or not they go there on that route, who knows? People just want to know. People want to know. And they want to know how long.
Yeah.
I understand that. They want to know how long they want to be invested into this. But here's the thing. It's still a good show. People who are upset with this because, all he does is yell and shout. Yeah, you got me on that one. That's true. Yes, 100%. But it's still good. The morals this man has. The show is just good right from the start. It's very questionable on certain scenes. Don't get me wrong. I'll give you that. But it's a good story. People who want to claim it's just like Naruto. You're out of your freaking mind. I'm
First
sorry.
Of all,
it
Naruto
is
started
good.
off with powers, okay? Just from the forefront.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. But they want to be like, the two friends and all that doing this. They both are supporting each other. Sasuke didn't want anything to do with anybody. He had one goal in mind. Dude, Naruto just riding him, just being on him
what's
like
crazy is it's more so there's more parallels between Yuji Itadori and Megumi from Jujutsu Kaisen and Naruto and Sasuke than there are from Yuna and Asta. Like there's more similarities there.
I definitely agree with that.
If I could let me gather my thoughts.
You got it. You got it.
Okay, keep going on about Black Clover. I'm going to think about what I was going to bring up here in a second.
So here's the question that I have for you when it comes to Black Clover. Okay, Black Clover done. Right? We didn't think it was coming back. We were actually scared about it. We thought, okay, this is it. It's going to happen potentially after this movie, after this last season. Now that the writer's bringing it back, excited, love it. Respawn had the ray gun. Got to pick him up. Everyone knows you have the ray gun. You got to pick him up. You have to go out of your way. Now, here's the thing. Black Clover came back from cancellation. What's another anime you think should come back from cancellation?
Oh, Zom 100.
Really?
Yeah. It was so cool.
I thought you were going to put more thought process. That like you had that right on the dome. So like, is there an emotional investment you had with this?
That's the most recent one because it aesthetically it looked really cool. Like it looked really good, and the whole concept behind it, like this guy's life sucks so bad that a zombie apocalypse happens and he's happy for it. I'm free. Like I have the freedom to essentially do what I want. And he goes and kind of like encounters this world that's a horrifying zombie apocalypse with joy almost because he's unshackled from the corporate chains of life that can weigh upon
rules, responsibilities,
so many people, right? Like, I mean, I'll be honest, there's been many times that I've thought like, dude, like just like walking out into the woods and just living like would be so freeing. And like, not saying I want to abandon my life, but I was just thinking the other day, I was like, dude, what would life be like if it was just me and my kids and my wife and we lived in a cabin and literally my only concern every day was waking up and then being like, all right, we gotta go hunt, we gotta go put our food together, we gotta just work on the necessities of life. There's no phones, there's no TV. And I'm just doing that with my boys and teaching my boys that. And it's just us engaging on that way all day, every day. There's nothing else to be distracted from. What would life be like? Like, what type of bonds would you cultivate with your children and your spouse in that way? I think it's the same thing, right? Is the character from Zom 100. It's like, not saying that my life's bad. My life's great. I'm very blessed and very lucky. But the things that he was tied down to in life all of a sudden are gone. And he's free to explore life in the way that he didn't realize that he could, or in a different way. I thought it was beautiful. And then aesthetically, the show is beautiful as well. And it just
very good.
Randomly is canceled when it was doing very well. So that's the most recent example. When you say that is like definitely.
I didn't realize it was canceled though. But I mean, it makes me wonder why though. Why would it be canceled?
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, then I guess kind of statement / question. We're getting Black Clover back. Like I said, great. Love that. But also, I want you guys to take this. We're getting an anime that's been revived. And you have a lot of power. Even though it's an anime you might not like, you have a lot of power with this. Because the way this anime is perceived and the way this anime is received, so when it comes out, will determine potentially your favorite animes to come back. Because like, oh, this anime came back. It did well.
Can something just like how resurrected? Well, that happened with Bleach. Bleach got resurrected after,
and look what. So it's giving that years? It's giving that option for animes to come back. And I'm gonna tell you right now, no game, no life. Please. I want that to come back, but we're never going to be able to. We're never going to be able to. We all know. Those who know, we know. I'm sorry. But certain animes out here, Chivalry of Failed Knight, season 2, need it. Won't ever get it, probably, though. Plunder, season 2, probably never get it. Animes that I feel like that are not well known might have a fighting chance then, if Black Clover is perceived well, because you already saw with Bleach, they're sticking with the shonens that are very well. So it came from cancellation, got revived. Maybe we can start with other animes that aren't so niche, potentially, because you saw what happened with Classroom Elite. All right, from season 1, it took us 6 years. That was a problem. Then you go from that to season 2, season 3, bang, bang, bang. That was perceived very well. So right now, whether or not you don't like Black Clover, I just ask this. Take Black Clover, take the mindset you have it, wipe it away. Give it a clean start. Don't compare it to Naruto. Don't compare anything. Just watch the anime for the anime purposes. It's actually a decent one. It's pretty fun. It's pretty enjoyable.
And
it's not the best in my opinion, but it's great.
Right. And if Asta's yelling and screaming really annoys you, little pro tip, watch it in Japanese, because it's not quite as grating. His yelling in Japanese kind of fits a little bit more than his yelling in English. I don't know exactly how to express what I'm saying, but like it's easier to watch in Japanese. That's
okay. It's less cringy, or more just like it doesn't overpower.
It's not as annoying, his constant yelling.
I don't mind it, honestly. It wasn't until someone actually like pointed it out to me. I'm like, okay, he kind of does, but
I never thought of it until I watched the English, and I was like, oh, I see what people are saying.
Yeah. No, I understand it. I don't get me wrong. It's valid. But at the same time, like, it also makes sense to me because that's just who he is. That's his character. You have a short kid with no powers who pretty much is honestly just fighting for any form of attention. But his morals have always stayed the same. His drive, his mindset is so strong, just like his body is so strong. I love that. I mean, everything about it is so good. I mean, Captain Yami. I mean, everyone's out here saying, like, you have all these captains out here fighting. Most of the time, Captain Yami, his teaching technique is taking a crap. I think stuff about this, it takes shonen and just does a different twist.
Teaching technique is, here's a very powerful bad guy that wants to kill you.
Let me throw you.
Bye.
I'm gonna go crap
Don't
now.
Die. That's how
Captain
Yami teaches people. And then he goes and he drinks a bottle of sake and takes a dump.
The fact that he has, and smokes a cigarette too. The fact that he has, I can't remember his name, but the guy who does the teleports.
He has to crap all the time because he drinks and smokes so much. Those are diuretics.
I think smoking is it's a diuretic. Yeah. So he has got to teleport him anywhere he goes. He's just that lazy. But when he pulls out his sword, and I'm talking about actual sword, those, okay? And when he pulls out his sword, man goes to work. All right. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of going to work, we have Naruto and Boruto. All right. They might be bouncing back too. They might be putting in some work potentially. Potentially, I'm saying.
Can I interrupt? I need to get Taylor to actually pull this out of the interview I did with Miley Flanagan.
Oh no!
But this will be more than a cartoon exclusive because nobody has seen this clip yet. So and I don't know if this is where you're going, but all the speculation that like came out like 3 years ago that like, hey, Naruto's getting 4-episode remake. Or they're remaking episodes, right?
No, yeah. I would love to hear this.
And that came out, and then like we didn't hear anything about it for 3 years, and then a couple months ago, the rumors started popping up again, like, hey, this is like they're supposedly starting to work on this, and it's probably gonna because they're in Boruto, right? So what I'm thinking it is it's gonna be 4 new episodes that are just like standalone episodes of like whatever, right? And people are like, no, this is gonna happen, or it isn't gonna happen, or one of your favorite YouTubers, who I won't say his name because I don't like calling people out. But he made a video talking about like, you guys are stupid. This is never going to happen because the animation studio is working on so many different things. Like they have forgotten about these 4 episodes. There's no.
You talking about the one we talked about earlier
before we started.
Not my favorite.
He's like, this is never going to happen. Well, I had a panel with Miley Flanagan
straight from the source
2 weeks ago. And I didn't even ask her about it, but I asked her like, what's the impact of Naruto been on your life? Because you've been Naruto for so long. She starts to talk about, we did, I've been Naruto in all the games. She goes, been Naruto in every single video game, Naruto in the original Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, and then now in Naruto and Boruto, which is interesting because she's like, I had to voice Naruto as a kid and Naruto as an adult. And she goes, and also they're doing a 4-episode remake that I'm the voice of him in the remake. And she just mentioned it like that. And I was like,
dude, you just got it from mouth to ear, dude. Mouth to ear confirmation. We love it. Delicious. I mean, good. I would definitely. I'm just thinking of that YouTuber guy. I'm not gonna let that happen. We're just gonna move on.
That video
So
is gonna be
that's.
clipped and put online, and maybe we can make that clip go viral. I
I'm gonna
might
tell
go
you right
back
now. I'm
and
super excited
find.
about it.
I might go back and find his video because he was so certain that it's not happening. And
Oh,
like,
no! Don't do that,
stitch
Lily.
it.
No, don't. Dude, people are gonna know that I don't like him. Well, I don't care. Who cares? Yeah, screw it. I don't like him. I'll sit. No, I'll let you do it. Whatever. Do what you want. Boo. Do what you want.
I will say. Again, we're being ambiguous.
I think I've been open about how I don't like him anyways.
Conversations with him at Anime Expo between other people that told me about these conversations were like, they were like, man, he's not really like, he doesn't seem like he's a super nice guy. And they said and so they went and had conversations with him, and they were like, dude, your content's just like rage baiting and making people
no,
like
he knows that too. He knows that.
controversial. And so he goes, oh, so it's working.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
No, I think it's a character. I really do think it's a character. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't like the content. No, I've never met the creator. The same thing. Here we go. I will say we're gonna do this. One Piece, right? Again, attacking the director. Wrong. Right?
Yeah.
Attack the work, not the creator.
Yeah.
Don't attack the staff.
Yeah.
Attack the work. Attack the studios that gave him the money, right? Same thing here for me. I don't like his content. But I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I just don't like his content. There's people out there, though, that I'm like, I do not like that person. I do not like that person's content. There are definitely a lot of content. But this right here, I've never met him. So I'm just going to say, I don't like his content.
Yeah.
But like I said, nothing to say that.
How, like, so many people, obviously, like, we professionally put our opinions on the internet. And that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
But so many people don't have the capacity to, like, actually watch a 60-second video before they criticize. It's the funniest thing. So many of my videos are like social experiments, and that like I'll drop some information at the very end of the video, and then like I'll get so many comments of people like criticizing things that I answered at the end of the video, and I'm like, if you would just watch the whole 60 seconds, you'd see at the end. So like I did a video that said Invincible trolled One Punch Man season 3, right? Because there's an episode in Invincible season 2.
Yeah, I saw it like years ago. Yeah.
Where so he goes and this animator is like talking about all these tricks that they do to like save budget on animation. So Invincible is literally poking fun at themselves, right? And
while doing it.
Yeah. While doing it. And also that episode came out a year ago or something. So how could they be trolling One Punch Man season 3, right?
No, it's like, not specifically.
The first 20 seconds of the video, I'm talking about this, and I started off saying Invincible trolled One Punch Man season 3, and talk about it. And then like 25 seconds into the video, I'm like, obviously Invincible's not talking about One Punch Man season 3 because this came out a long time ago, but it is an example of exactly what's happening with One Punch Man season 3. Oh my God, so many people, you're an effing moron. You can't tell. Like, how would you even not know that this episode came out a year ago? You're so stupid. They're making fun of themselves. And every time I'm just looking at myself and I'm like, you're the one that's such a smooth brain that you can't even watch 25 seconds of a video. I don't know.
I'm tell you know that scene literally has embedded in my brain so much because like now when I see an anime, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Like when when they're doing it, I'm like, oh, gosh,
bro,
it's brilliant. But at the same time,
have you ever seen Archer on FX?
No, I've seen like here and there, but I know they do the same thing too. Yeah.
So, well, we were watching it. So we were out of town, and so it was on, and so I put it on to watch it just like in the background. And so I'm watching it with Ty, and I'm like, Ty, Archer has 10 times better animation than One Punch Man season 3.
That's rough, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm gonna say it right before we get into it. Okay, the only reason why like this creator specifically why I don't like him is too is and then all other creators. Like for me, the reason why I don't like certain content is the hypocritical crap. I don't like that. And if you're hypocritical, I'm just like, why? Because this content creator said they hate Rudius from Jobless Reincarnation because I'm pretty sure the words he said was, don't quote me on this, but he called him like a PDF file or whatever. The whole reason why everyone hates Jobless Reincarnation. Okay, I understand that. Whatever, and how an older guy mindset and a younger body, but at the same time he likes women that are a younger age. Okay, that's what he's claiming. That's what he keeps on saying. Explain to me why you have a 15-year-old girl in a very revealing outfit tattooed on your arm. Explain to me that. I don't understand.
Do what I say, not what I do.
I'm just like, Granted, give me, like I said, the tattoo, fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not bashing on any people.
Do what I say, not what I do.
But if you're gonna come at that, you got to look at how people might perceive you.
Yeah.
Because if you're not willing to take the anime and perceive it how it's supposed to be, then I can take what's on your arm and I can perceive it a different direction. Now, granted, I'm not saying that. But
no, right. People get caught up in hot takes. Like I've done videos where it's like asking people who's their anime crush, and like this one guy said, Dawn from Pokemon is my anime crush. And then people are like, ew, like Dawn from Pokemon's like 12. And I'm like, yeah, but if you think about it, this dude's 20, like 25, or when Pokemon X and Y came out like 13 years ago and he watched it for the first time, he was Dawn's age. Critically think about these things, right? There's too many people that don't have the ability to critically think. And it's like, I encourage people to read more. Too many people spend their whole lives on this, or which is ironic because I make all my money off of this and off of this, but like you should read some actual books and maybe like you won't be just another midwit on the internet if you actually read and like develop the ability to critically think about things. I don't know.
Well,
maybe
where this conversation started. This conversation started with
sarcastic today, guys. I apologize.
You're on something, Dan. I'm not hating it. I'm loving it. All right. It just got me
I
like,
love you all. Okay.
I'm gonna try to keep us.
Of you, but if the shoe fits, that's your problem, not mine.
See, the thing is, I need Will to keep me on track with a lot of this stuff. And the thing is, like, I go off my tangents. Will goes on his tangents. Who's keeping us in track? I'm going to try to take that mantle right now because it's different. It's morning. I still haven't got the caffeine that kicked in yet. But I'm going to tell you right now, this conversation started off with us talking about Naruto and Boruto.
Oh, that's right. That's how entertaining Boruto is. It's so boring that we can't even stay on topic.
Gosh. With Boruto, 2 blue vortex building momentum and staffing hinting at fewer filler arcs. It looks like Naruto franchise is finally catching up on modern anime production standards, long criticized for filler-heavy pacing. Studio Period, I think that's how you call him, seems to be...
I don't know.
Okay. Whatever. Seems to be pivoting toward focused storytelling, better visuals, and more faithful manga adaptation. Meaning, they're probably going to get away with filler. Granted, that's a great thing. That could help boost back the momentum that Naruto needs. Boruto, I have nothing to do with it. I don't care. Like I said, we talked about Miley Flanagan, love her. The 4, potentially, that could be good. Now, I'm not a big fan of Boruto, and this is very well known.
She's even said Boruto's kind of boring at the beginning.
It's just, I mean, everyone says when you have to get to a certain point, and people compare the episodes, like by episode 12, you had this versus the episode 12, you have this, or these episodes comparing to them, I'll give you that. But also, don't get me wrong, Naruto is about 70%, or I think more than 70% filler. Don't get me wrong. When you have to get a filler sheet out to watch an anime, that's rough.
So back to the 4 I talked about: Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. Those are the 4 big ones that had like tons of filler in it. Do you know why? Because the manga would be done, but they still want to capitalize and make episodes. Filler is literally stories that aren't a part of the manga.
Not canon. Yeah.
That's literally what it is. And so when I talk about I'm watching One Piece and we're skipping all the filler, the One Piece tryhards that like, you know, look at pictures of Nami too much, or like there's no filler in One Piece. I'm like, bro, filler literally is stuff that's not in the manga. I don't care. There's no filler in One Piece. Go watch Mother's Basement. He says there's no filler. I'm sorry. Mother's Basement isn't a mangaka. He's a YouTuber. If it's not in the manga, it's filler. And when there's 1,100 episodes or 250 episodes, whatever it is, and there's filler, and that means I can cut it down by 20%, I'm not watching the stuff that's not canon to the story.
You have filler that can be capitalizing off of money, trying to just make more episodes, trying to make sure we hit the 12 episodes. Sometimes maybe an arc only has about 7 to 8 episodes needed. So you got to throw in a couple. Right, that's just an example.
Or you'd have whole arcs that are just keeping the fans engaged while the mangaka is writing the next.
Exactly. Maybe they've caught up to the manga. They need some time spacing so the manga writer can put more out that can be canon. So they just put in some filler. That's what happens a lot of times. Usually it's either because they're signed on for 12 episodes or 24 episodes, or how much you want to go for that season. They need to make sure they reach that. But you realize, hey, I only have about 8 to maybe say 20 episodes per seasons of actual canon events. Yes, there's gonna be filler. That's what happens.
And that's why it was so wild that when Solo Leveling did the one filler recap episode and the internet lost its minds, I was like, did none of y'all grow up watching anime in the early 2000s? Like,
Granted, yeah.
what?
I think what needs to happen though is that they need to go through this and to save face. Honestly, when Naruto's completely fully done, Naruto and Boruto, make a version where you can just cut out all the filler, just all the filler.
Yeah.
Just
Somebody.
I
will
mean,
make a
someone's probably
website.
going to do it. Yes, yes. Here's the question though: do you think this could cause Boruto to finally step out of Naruto's shadow if they get rid of filler? Do you think this could save it potentially?
I don't know.
Do you care?
I could not care
Same,
less.
same. No, granted.
I could
All
not
right.
care less
Screw
about
that.
Boruto.
Getting
I
to the next
couldn't
story,
care less.
Apothecary Diaries. All right, we're just getting straight. We're not even doing. I don't like Boruto. I didn't want to answer that question
Hot
either.
take. I fell asleep in Apothecary Diaries. I put it on the level with Freerin. I'm watching it and I'm like, why am I watching this?
Wow. I don't want to. I can hear you. I just don't like you right now. It's a good anime. It's good. It's good. Oh my gosh.
It was bad.
No, but you fell asleep. What was it? There was another anime you fell asleep watching too. That
Freerin.
It was recently or something. Like you were watching an anime. It was Sanda.
Oh,
that's what it was. Yeah.
However, I did
Well,
see some
granted.
clips from episode 4 that made me think, bro, ADHD moment. I'm so sorry, but have you watched? If you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. The new Kamen Rider anime that came out.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to do a whole episode on that. Don't worry. No, we'll talk about it.
It's so out of pocket and so hilarious. What's it called? It's called, I can't remember the guy's name, but so and so wants to be a Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, within the first episode, just a preface for everybody, within the first episode, you see the main character who's wanted to be a Kamen Rider his whole life, and he gets to the point where he's now 40 years old, and he's like, I realize I'm not Kamen Rider. I realize all of this is fake. And so he's training like punching this tree. And then it just goes into like he gets attacked by a grizzly bear, and he goes, but at some point in my life, I got so strong that I'm fighting grizzly bears in my spare time. So he just
Tojima?
Yeah, Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. So you see him like he fights this grizzly bear and runs the grizzly bear off. And then it gets to this point where it shows a flashback in high school. And this girl that he likes is getting he stands up for her. And then the next day, it's like the main bully at his school's girlfriend. And the next day, these boys from another school come out and they're like hurting her and threatening to hurt her if he doesn't come out. So like, like a Kamen Rider, like a superhero, he comes out to stand up for her, and like 20 dudes come up and like start wailing, and he just lets them wail on him. And then like they beat him up, and then like they do something mean and hit her, and he stands up. Bro takes off his shirt. He has the Kamen Rider belt drawn on his stomach in Sharpie. He does this whole Kamen Rider transformation and then kicks the shit out of all 20 of these guys. Yeah. I'm just sitting here rolling. I'm like, oh my gosh, it is so hilarious.
Everything you heard right there, people, is probably what we might be talking about in next week's episode, because I haven't started watching this anime, but I do want to talk about it. I was thinking about going to throw it in here, but all the topics we have to go through, I was like, we don't have enough time for. We barely even have time to do all of our topics. That's not how we usually do it
for next week.
But
if you haven't watched it, it's super funny. It's way out there, but it's very entertaining.
Well, where this all came to was Apothecary Diaries.
Yes.
Those who don't know, season 3 has been confirmed, and I think was supposed to be 2026. Potentially might be in the fall. I'm not sure. But
it was
Apothecary Diaries.
People were raving about it when people love that anime.
Yeah. So Apothecary Diaries continues to be a quiet overachiever of the anime world. Now, quiet, I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna have to generalize a certain type of people that like this, it seems to be more of a female anime, in my opinion. But it's still good. There has been a lot of backlash. For me, I enjoyed it. Now, granted, I didn't feel like it needed to be 24 episodes for the first season, and I just started the second season, so I don't know if this one deserves to be 24 episodes.
Uncommon these days is
very uncommon.
24
very uncommon. Now, I'm not saying it needed to be 12, but I feel like some of it just kind of seemed very, repeat. I do like the aspect of this show, though, how they have, it kind of feels like I'm watching House back in the day. Because I remember back as a kid, I used to watch that with my father all the time. And this is like dating, that those who don't know. But you used to have, there's a problem, right? Someone's sick with this. They try one thing, the person actually gets sicker. Then they're like, oh, it's actually this underlying condition that helps fix this person. That's what I feel like with Apothecary Diaries. It's like Sherlock Holmes meets House almost,
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
that. But also, she's crazy though, which the Sherlock Holmes parts where she's testing this stuff out on herself or other people. So that right here, her a love and addiction to poison definitely makes this show really good. The fact is, the male is just good. I like him. Good dude. This show has a blend of historical, aspects, which again, I like that period. I know Will likes that period too.
Mhm.
There's a lot of mystery, subtle humor, which I feel like honestly they could probably bump that up a little bit if I was them. And multiple seasons and apparently a movie in production.
Okay.
This is something that I didn't really think about, that Apothecaries is kind of taken over. And if you look at a lot of conventions, which you go to, there's momos everywhere.
Yeah.
So this show might be considered, I would say, a hidden gem. Then, even though it's very well known, but it's
very
still
niche too.
very
Like,
niche. Yes,
the
that's a great way to
reality
say it.
is
Yeah,
nothing is gonna get as popular as mainstream battle shonen. That's just what is. It's just what so many people are drawn to, right?
hmm
But then you have shows that come out like Apothecary Diaries that like
hmm
are very well done and people really really enjoy it. And like anytime I go to a big anime convention, there's Apothecary Diaries like posters and stuff everywhere. Like it's
yeah,
very very popular.
yeah. No, I think this is a great show. I think it definitely it'll change. I don't know. Like I said, pacing it's pretty generic, but it's still, I think it's a really good show. Like I said, a movie in production, that's good. Season 3, good. I think this one just keeps winning. The only problem though is that I just the way people are going after the male and all, it's just I don't know. Some people really like them, some people don't like them. Some people, don't like the pacing like that too. People don't like how it just feels like it's drawn out. I don't know. I feel like this one. I don't know. There's just something about it that makes it very addictive.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed watching it, but I just don't understand like how you can watch this anime and not like it though. If that makes sense
I
to
mean,
you.
for me, so I don't I didn't finish it because I just
Mhm.
didn't care for it. It
Really?
takes I how do I put this? I like my anime to have some type of fantastical like fantasy or supernatural
Oh,
or
okay.
some type of like uh you know fantastical thing in it, whether
hmm
it's some type of superpowers, some type of something, or I like that. I like things that are different. That's just what I'm drawn to. That's exciting to me. Even
hmm
if it's not super fast paced and if it's a little, a little bit slower, I still really enjoy it, which is like I love, Yu Yu Hakusho. Like that's
Yeah.
180 some odd, 120 some odd episodes, and it's not
What a good
super fast
story.
paced, but it
Yeah.
has those elements in it that I find to be really, really cool.
Mm.
So just for me, when a show isn't like that, I'm not typically a huge fan, which is
Right.
why shows like This Summer Hikaru Died, which is more or less like a psychological weird thriller romance,
hmm
still interests me, right? Because it has those themes that are different. Like this isn't something that could actually happen in real life.
hmm
So for me, when I watch a show like Apothecary Diaries, it doesn't entertain me. And because I have so many options of shows that I do want to watch, if I'm watching a show and I'm 2 or 3 episodes in and I'm like, man, I'm just like, I'm not super into it. I'm not thinking about it when I'm not watching it. I'm not thinking about like, I want to go back and watch it. There is
hmm
an unlimited supply of other shows out there that will do that for me. And then that's why I move on. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So
Yeah. No.
part
No.
of
No.
it,
No. Makes sense. Yeah.
part of it is because there's just so many options and so many other things that I want to watch that typically that type of a genre just doesn't do it for me. So I'm just like, hey, I'm going to
Yeah.
move on to something else.
No.
So it's
You're
kind of
you're
like I'm
not.
spoiled for choice is kind of
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
is.
You're not saying it's a bad anime. It's just that
Not at
like
all. No, no, no.
when you're watching other animes, that kind of draws your attention or draws your
Now I
focus. I
will
mean, if
say
you've listened
Tokyo
to this podcast,
Revengers is a
ADHD.
bad anime. Tokyo Revengers
Okay.
is
We're
bad.
Will. Oh, we know how you feel about it. Okay. If y'all have not seen Will's content recently, I think he's just trying to find any way. What's his name? Takami or Takamichi or whatever it
Takamichi.
is.
Yeah.
Any way he can. Oh, Will, we get it. We get it. You've made it well known. We understand. Here's the thing when we talk about things that could probably change the character. Spy X Family dub voice change. This is
Really?
something that can make or break an anime. A small but noticeable change. Becky's English voice actor, Danny Chambers, is stepping back due to health, which, granted, is fine.
Who's?
Danny Chambers.
No, no. Who's the
Oh,
character?
Becky's.
Oh.
Do you not know who Becky is?
Not one of the main 3 characters, no.
Okay. Well, she is backing out because of health and vocal rest. The role has been temporarily recast, meaning fans will notice a subtle shift in the dub, which those who've noticed, and if you watch dub, like I watch dub, you do notice when they have a change.
Yeah.
A lot of times it is due to health reasons. Right. A lot of times, or it also happens too, but maybe their contracts didn't align, their views didn't align, or the most sad reason about it too is because a lot of these voice actors do pass away.
Yeah.
So and as hurtful it is, and it's sad.
Hero,
that's what happened.
Naofumi's they had to change Naofumi's voice actor, and it was like, dude, I didn't even feel. I think he passed away, is what it was.
He did,
and then like the new voice actor wasn't anything like it at all. Like I felt like it was just such a glaring difference.
So here's the thing. So for the character, talking about Becky, she is, I guess, like one of the girls at school, and like I guess friends with Anya. So that makes sense. She has like the 2 little pigtails coming out on the top. That right there, you know, like I said, it's not a big, huge role like you would do Rising the Shield Hero, but sometimes that's probably another reason why I want Rising the Shield Hero to end, because I mean he did such a great job.
Yeah. If it would have just ended after that, it would have been, in my opinion, it would have been much better. It would have been a nice clean break instead of drawing it out.
But vocal consistency is a very big thing for me when it comes to dub. And like I said, for health and vocal rest, I understand completely. I understand. I'm not coming at Danny Chambers. This is just me talking in general. When it came to, and I don't know the specific reasons, but those who do know, the one that impacted us the most, the cultured always, we understand when Akano, her voice acting changed in DxD. Biggest knife to the heart, kick to the balls at the same time you've ever had in your life. It just
nobody's watching DxD for the voice actors. Okay?
It was good, Will. It was. I enjoyed it. Probably her voice was probably the best out of them. Rhea Screamery is very well known, and everyone knows her. The voice actor of Rhea Screamery, everyone knows her as that voice. Yes, she's done a lot of great animes for that, but everyone knows when you hear that voice, you think of Rhea Screamery. Akano, there's a reason why she's best, girl. I mean, we all know that, and there's a reason why we all enjoyed watching her too, because the voice acting was top notch, especially for dub. Don't get me wrong. I don't know the reason. I probably should look that up. But but at the same time, I loved hearing it. And when I saw that, it just like, you know, you get like that kind of that face. I was like, not bad voice acting at all. Did a good job. But it just, the love you gain, the attachment you gain for these characters. And when you see it just being replaced, and same thing for me, not knowing the information could change it. I probably should look that up though at the same time. My question to you though is that, has there been any animes to you that you've noticed? I mean, you don't really watch a lot of dub, but it could have for the sub too. Have you noticed any changes? Dub. Yeah,
like for dub changes, not
like,
not.
You've not noticed any? Okay.
I know a big one was when 1,000-Year Blood War came back. They didn't bring David Lodge back as Kenpachi Zaraki, who David Lodge is also Jiraiya.
Yeah,
and David Lodge straight up told me, he's like, the reason I didn't take the job is they didn't offer me enough money. he's like, and it's not about that. He's like, I have all these other projects that I'm working on, and like I can't turn down less money, or I can't turn down more money for a role that's less money, right? So they actually, so that's a new one, but that was there's so much time between Bleach and then 1,000-Year Blood War, like real time that went by, that I bet most people didn't even notice that Kenpachi's a new voice actor. But that's probably the most recent example. Probably one of the most, I wouldn't say notorious, but one of the most memorable examples is Dragon Ball Z. When Dragon Ball Z went from Ocean Studios, which was in Canada, to Funimation, which was in Texas, and the studios moved, and then obviously it's in Texas. They can't get all the Canadian voice actors to Texas, and so that's when Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat and Sonny Strait and Monica Rial and Eric Vale and all of these guys started coming in. And there was a moment I remember watching as a kid, because it was somewhere on Namek, so somewhere like in the Namek saga, that like I remember watching it, and then one day like Krillin and Goku and Gohan sounded completely different because their voices had transitioned over to Stephanie Naldini and Sean Schemmel and Sonny Strait. And I remember that a lot. That was a big one. And what's interesting now is, if I'm not mistaken, at some point they went back and redubbed the Saiyan saga and the Namekian saga with the Funimation voice actors to make it cohesive, if I'm not mistaken. Because I watched it with my
That's
boys,
cool.
and
Yeah.
from day one, I was like, from the episode one, I was like, that's Sean Schemmel. That is
Mm.
absolutely Sean Schemmel from day one. So I might be mistaken, but it felt like that's what happened. But in my opinion, that's probably one of the most memorable times where like just a lot changed,
Right.
and then it just went from there.
So I looked it up. The voice actor was Terry Rogers for Akano. She left due to reasons. She wanted to focus on her education. So she kind of took a step back from voice acting. Will she come back? Hopefully. But she wanted to focus on her education.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But you might know her also. She was in a certain scientific railgun. She was in Saran Kagura. It's an ecchi anime.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Me Without Wings, Under the Innocent Sky. Those are kind of like the ones she's mainly well known for.
So
but
she wasn't
I mean,
exactly making a lot of money as an anime voice actress, which would
No.
make sense why
But-
she probably decided to pursue something.
having a
for her
pivotal
education.
role as Akano, I mean, that's crazy. I just, oh man, I don't know. But talking about making money, let's talk about the tug of war we're having going on with Crunchyroll and other streaming services. To kind of end this out, we're going to talk about these things. We mentioned last week, and we talked very heavily about Crunchyroll and the situation and the decisions that they're doing. We have more information on this, and those who are wondering, and this is stuff we have stated. We stated while these were our speculations when it came to Crunchyroll. We thought it was due to licensing. Turns out that's what it appears to be. Everyone's saying, well, it's still on this side, still on this side. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the lack of communication we've got for Crunchyroll is what we were attacking.
Yeah.
So you understand, like we've heard what you said, but it's more of the lack of communication.
And I
Even Will
wouldn't even
said,
say
a simple tweet.
On my perspective, I wouldn't even say attacking. I would say like calling out, but also the more overarching
Take accountability. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Asking,
And then
asking for that.
the more overarching culture of these streaming platforms that's happening with anime, where
Mhm.
like it's starting to get so fragmented and segmented across
Mhm.
all these platforms, and this is
Yes.
a part of that, right? This is a casualty of that. It's freaking annoying, and it's
Yes.
greed based, or greed is a strong word. It's
Mhm.
everybody's trying to make the most profit possible, and we're moving towards looking at profits and not looking at a good user experience for the user.
That and also providing what the people what they want. They're just looking at profits because we've talked about it multiple times. Reason why a lot of isekais are out here and a lot of trash isekais because they know it gets money, it gets views, it gets clicks. That's all it is. So that right there is a little tough. So once in a while you'll get a good story, but that's kind of happening with a lot of stuff. That's the reason why a lot of live actions are coming out because they're realizing that that's for the money. Talk about making money, and real quick, because I know we're gonna do ADHD. Rize, Demon Slayer, both of them, Chainsaw Man, Rize arc, and Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, made tremendous amount of money. If you look at it right now,
two anime movies that
yes,
have made in the hundreds of millions of dollars profit.
plus also being number one in the box office.
Yeah.
Comparing to other movies, animes take a storm.
Movies. Yeah. So
you look at this.
Year, we have two anime feature films
Mhm.
that both profited over 100 million, not grossed, profited over $100 million
Right.
in the last quarter of this year, or the last half of this year. If you don't think that is going to change the landscape of how we get animated movie releases here in America,
Mhm.
you're not paying attention. That's going to put a lot more eyes on the potential. And I think I'm going to make a prediction. We have the
Mhm.
JJK movie coming out. I think that's going to be a flop. I think it's
Okay.
going to be fine, but I don't think it's going to do anything like this because it's not actually a movie. It's two
Right.
episodes from the end of Shibuya and the first two episodes of Culling Game. It's a cool thing to do for fans, but it's not actually a movie like Demon Slayer and like Chainsaw
Right.
Man had. So I think that might be a flop, but I think we'll start to see a lot more people paying attention because of so much money that's been made.
The big thing that needs to be paid attention is look at the cost to make to cost to profit.
Mhm.
Look at those. All right. It
The profit
took
potential.
$20 million, 20.7 or something like that to make Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, the first movie.
Yeah.
Right? They made 670
such a
million
small
in
budget.
box office.
Yeah.
Very small budget compared to
Yeah.
movies nowadays.
Compared to like
Made
compared
to
to
670.
Superman, that like the budget was like $250
$200 million.
dollars,
Yes.
and it made like 600 million in the box office. Like,
But here's the thing. If you take that, if you do like the cost to make versus cost of profit, they made about 33 million probably profit per each million they had to spend to make it.
Right.
That's a good return on investment. Great return.
Yeah.
Also being number one box office, also changing the way people see anime. Here's another one now. Chainsaw Man took $4.1 million to make.
Yeah.
And made over 117 million in the box office. You're thinking, okay, that's nothing compared to
you got to think
Demon Slayer.
The cost was 1/5.
It's so about
comparatively
28 point. It's like $28.5 million they made per million to make the movie.
Right.
That's a great return on investment.
As far as profit margins, it's pretty much on track with
it's right there.
Castle. Yeah.
So and then people are like, oh, it didn't come with that. If you look at also the rating it got. The perception it got, a lot of people liked the story because everyone didn't like in Demon Slayer the pacing. They didn't like the backstories and all. But I said it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong, great movie. But people like even Will, they said with the storytelling, it was pretty good for Chainsaw Man, better than they were expecting going into it. But also, here's the thing too: you got to look at this. The way animation we perceive from now on is changed. Like we said that with Demon Slayer, it's changed. So Chainsaw already had a bad taste in its mouth. It was seen and perceived as a gooner anime. A lot of people didn't like it because, oh, it's a gooner anime.
Which it's not. It's not. It has aspects to it, but it takes those gooner aspects and creatively uses them to flesh out Denji.
A mindset, a guy who's never been to school, those who've seen the movie, guy's never been to school, a guy who literally has never been raised. And he's had to eat rats. He's had to eat terrible, disgusting stuff. When he got thrown up in his mouth, all right, just thrown up there. People didn't realize, oh, he's like, I've eaten worse.
Did you know?
Think about that. He's had no morals in life. And I've not seen the movie yet, but he's had no morals.
Yeah.
If you think about this, and you're like, he wants this. Okay, yes, you have a guy who is going through that change, and he's thinking about it. Yes, we all thought about it. He just says it. He just says it. Yeah. But he's had no structure in his life. Yeah. The only structure he's had is Pochita. That's it. Dog can't even talk until now that the heart and all. Yes, okay. Yeah. But Dog couldn't even talk. That's all he had. And he had people treating him like crap. There is trauma. There is a backstory that people are not perceiving and like, oh, it's just gooner anime. You're watching anime the wrong way. That's flat out.
There's a really interesting part in the movie that this isn't a spoiler anyway, but in season 1, he talks about like how he was so hungry all the time that anytime anything goes in his mouth, he just immediately reflexively swallows like out of a survival instinct. So that one girl pukes in his mouth and he swallows it, right? Well, there's this tiny little subtle nod to that where it's raining and he runs into a telephone booth. And in the telephone booth, there's like a coffee can that somebody put like a cigarette out on top of, and he picks it up and shakes it, and there's still coffee in there, and he looks at it and then gets interrupted. And in that moment, he's like thinking that he should drink it, right? But he doesn't
development right there.
But he's realizing, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. Like I actually have food now. I don't have to just obsessively eat and drink anything I can find. But it's this really cool subtle moment in the movie that if you know what he talked about in season 1, that he's looking at it, why he's looking at that, why he's paying attention to it. Because your initial thought is, ew, why are you picking up a can that has cigarettes on it? But if you know Denji, his instinct is, oh, eat everything. But he stops and he's like, I don't have to do this anymore. Yeah. I have food.
People don't realize too, like they just like animes now where the character's already perfect. They don't want any change. That's not a good story. A good story is called character development, character growth. You need to start at a bad place, or you need to start at either a good place or a bad place, and then see change in that character. You need to see growth or decrease. You need something to fight for when it comes to this. That's what I like about this anime. But like I said, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, Chainsaw Man, both have changed the way we look at anime. A lot of people put a lot of money into this. But here's the problem, though. Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll has a monopoly over most animes now. Absorbing Funimation, absorbing now some of Kodokawa, I believe. And then, I mean, they're making strides towards that. It's looking like it's happening that. Then you have Sony, who owns Crunchyroll, having a monopoly over all these animes has got me worried. Because, yes, we said we lost a lot of these older titles. Okay, they're old titles. Who cares? Here's the thing. I want you to perceive something. I want you to actually open your mind for a second and hear what I'm saying. Because Will made a nod to this, and it looks like it might go this way. Physical copies are become very important. Now, when it comes to Japan, Will has also stated this too. The culture over there, it's on TV. It's live on TV when you see anime, but also physical copies are very important over there.
They're huge over there.
So that's going to be big when it comes to Western audiences now. When you like certain animes, you need to be buying physical copies. It appears to be, it needs to be like that.
Once My Hero Academia is done, I will absolutely buy a full box set of My Hero Academia on Blu-ray. 100%.
Well, let me ask you this, okay? Because you've been on both sides, multiple different sides of this. What happens when there is a big demand for physical copies of stuff?
Price goes up.
Okay. What also happens?
Well, if there's a big demand, price either goes up, or they're harder to find,
Why is
or
that?
because more people want them.
And what happens when more people want something?
People buy it up and they flip it.
Scalpers.
Yeah. But here's the good thing. Right?
Terrible
Because
thing.
we look at what Crunchyroll has done in the past is, so for instance, there was a Dragon Ball Super Steelbook collection that came out.
Mhm.
And it came out in limited quantities, and it was very nice, and people bought it up and flipped it, and there was not enough to meet the demand. A
Mhm.
little while later, Crunchyroll comes out and says, hey, here's the Steelbook collection again, open time pre-release order.
Right.
So it's they're like, orders are up for 2 weeks or whatever the case is. Everything that's ordered is what will be produced and
Mhm.
and put out. So like they actually are smart in that way. So I'm not saying that always happens, but
That's not going to happen.
yeah.
No, there's going to be scalpers. People are going to buy physical copies. Hopefully, we still have, the thing with these older animes, production for it is going to be way down. They're probably not going to make any more copies. So there's going to be scalpers. People are going to be buying up these animes and trying to flip them for a profit, because we all know it's going to happen. Because if you don't have the physical copies, anime will die. That anime is going to die. You can't find it anywhere. Besides, legally, that anime will die.
Well, and here's the good thing is like, we're not there yet, right? So like you have, if you want to go out and pick up your favorite anime on Blu-ray box set or whatever, like you have plenty of time to do that. For now. And again, we're talking about worst case scenario, right? Like if streaming gets ridiculously prohibitive and stuff. But like for me, like I said, My Hero Academia is once in a generation anime. As soon as there's a box set of all of it, I'm buying
You're going to buy it. Yeah.
Next time, so I'll be going to Anime Frontier in December. There's always this booth that's just like this huge booth with every anime DVD you can think of. I'm gonna probably go through and pick through and find all of Yu Yu Hakusho, because they have them. They're used. They have them for great prices. Get all of Yu Yu Hakusho. I have all of Full Metal Alchemist on DVD. I have all of Cowboy Bebop on DVD. So for me, it's just like having my favorites, my absolute favorites on DVD, the ones that, like, if the internet got destroyed tomorrow and I'm stuck with only the anime I have on DVD, and I have the full season, I have all of My Hero, all of Yu Yu Hakusho, all of Full Metal Alchemist, and Cowboy Bebop, and then all of the other like random movies and stuff, like animated movies and stuff that I have, I'll be okay. So that's my strategy, is like getting my favorites.
But we've already seen this example happen. Okay. This has already happened before. I'm going to throw out an anime, an isekai, reverse isekai, that people might have heard or you may not have heard. Recreators. You've ever heard of that before? See, that's the problem. Great isekai, reverse isekai. Great animation. You have pretty much where game comes to real life, comes to Japan. And what happens is that the man can reanimate the world around him too. And it is amazing. Kind of like, think of like To Be Hero X, X's Power almost, but like that as a full-on reverse isekai. Great story, greatly well known, but guess what? The licensing dropped. The anime is nearly dead. The only way you can find this anime is, I guess, if you have physical copies. I haven't looked for it, or watch it on illegal streaming sites. But here's what I'm worried about, and this is what ticks me off the most. This is what actually gets my blood boiling when it comes even more to Crunchyroll and what happens, because they have a monopoly. Studios don't want to buy up these animes. Nobody wants to go after Crunchyroll because they know Crunchyroll has domination over this. So no one's really going to want to go pick that battle, because guess what? Crunchyroll can just beat them on an auction, say, hey, I'm going to go a little bit higher. They can just raise the bid up, knowing that they'll still buy it, and they're not going. The Crunchyroll's not going to buy it. They'll just raise the bid. You've ever seen bidding wars? That's what they'll do. Nobody wants to go after that. Nobody wants to pay more for them what they're going to get. But here's the thing: when you take away an anime like this, and you have the only options you can do is physical or illegal streaming sites, guess what Crunchyroll probably will do next? And I could see this happening. They are going to attack these copyright DMCA strikes, copyrights on all these illegal sites. They're going to put their money in investment. Instead of investing in the anime that they should, they're going to invest their money and time after these illegal sites, because they know they can get more money in return. Instead of just realizing the problem, the root of the problem is because the anime is gone. That's why we have to go to illegal sites.
Yeah.
You want to take your money and fight and go after governments, go after all these corporations that are
Just
helping
put the titles on your
with this,
platform.
who are like, hey, we don't like anime, let's attack them. You're going to side with the enemy, take down these anime sites, and then who are now taking a little step further in Texas, having to do age requirements, taking away anime main characters, side characters that look that they might be underage, depending on lollies or not, taking away that, taking away mangas, animes specifically, censoring all this stuff. They're siding with those corporations. They're siding with that government instead of just providing the animes that we're looking for, paying them money, keeping your people on your platform. That's how you get rid of illegal streaming sites.
Yeah.
Have the anime.
Just have it all available. It's not like you don't have enough users. It's not like you don't.
It's not like you don't have the money.
Yeah, I get it.
Here's the problem. You're losing money now because guess what? You're not investing in the people. You're investing in yourself. That is the worst thing you can do. Provide the content people want.
Happen because we're in a big circle right now. We're like, we have so many options that it's starting to go the wrong way, where people are wanting to like, hey, this is no longer, and maybe it's convenient, but it's expensive. But then it starts to get inconvenient where it's like, well, the show that I want to watch maybe isn't like
on multiple different
available,
sites.
right? Like what Crunchyroll should be is Crunchyroll should be the site that has the majority of the new stuff, but has all of the old classics.
Yeah,
that's what
Crunchyroll wants to be a one-stop shop. That's what they want to be. It should be. Exactly. That's what their whole thing was, and it's gone now. It's gone.
I
and
understand
those hear me raise my voice.
Of like new exclusives and stuff. If Crunchyroll can't always be the one-stop shop with the new stuff, I get it. But like, there's no reason why you can't. Like, hey, we have all the old titles. Any old obscure anime that you remember watching in the 80s or the 90s when you were a kid, we got it. Because it would be pennies for them to get a hold of some of these older titles, right? And then
pay residuals though still
available. Well, yeah, and then they have to. Well, you only pay residuals on how often it's being viewed, so you only pay when you're actually making money off of it, right? So like, I think if they approached it that way and were like, hey, we're gonna get licenses to all the old school stuff, so they can be a one-stop shop for everything that's older, that would be really, really cool. And it's just it's sad to see the way things are going to where it's all getting separated so much. It's not. We've gone from it's inconvenient to watch anime just because you have to like go out and find it, to it's very inconvenient to watch anime, to it's starting to become inconvenient again because I'm having to pay all these different places and look around and figure out where this is going to be what. And like, no normal person can remember all the new anime and every freaking thing that it's on. Like, that's a lot. Like, there's times where I'm like, I want to watch something. What was the anime I was watching? Was it on Netflix or where was it? And then you spend 10 minutes trying to like, it's so annoying. And this is such a first world problem, but it's like,
no, but it's a problem we shouldn't be having because reason why I sound and projecting my voice more than usual is because yes, this is a passion of mine. I love anime. I used to love Crunchyroll. I was obsessed with Funimation. I'll still always love Funimation. But this is something I feel like you could fix. This is something where you can gain back your love and trust for me. And that's why I'm passionate about it, because I said I would love to go back to Crunchyroll. But the signs are there for me not to support something. When I don't like something, when I don't agree with something, I'm going to be vocal about it. Because that's all we can do. Now, I'm not going to go and attack and do all this other stuff. No. I'm going to be vocal about something. If I don't like it, same thing when it comes to content creators too. Like I said, if you're going to be hypocritical, I'm going to call you out on that stuff. Here's my problem, though. You have an easy fix. It's not going to cost, it's going to cost a lot. It's going to be a good penny. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to be the one-stop shop, if you want to be the best streaming site out there, you need to first provide to the people who are paying you. Not stockholders. Not for other brands, not for other animes. Focus on who want to watch the anime.
I think it's a way.
That's what I think you should do.
It's a way that Crunchyroll really could separate themselves from all the other platforms that are putting out anime, right? Like,
yes,
don't do the same thing that everybody else is doing. Separate yourself in such a way that people are gonna see how you're. Now, I will say, Crunchyroll has separated itself in that, like, they're not doing what all these other sites are, in that they're raising prices, that they're forcing ads on you when you're watching shows. Happen. I will give that credit. They haven't done that. And I hope that they don't. I assume it's going to happen just because that's the next natural step to make more money, which is unfortunate. But
They need the
can
money for the
continue.
lawyers to go after all these sites. I'm
Yeah.
dead serious. They do. That's,
No,
I mean,
I
that's
agree.
nothing against it. Yeah.
If Crunchyroll can continue to like do things to set itself apart from the Netflix and the high dives and all this other crap, it will be a great thing. And so they still are set apart, but they are slowly making moves that it's like,
Yes.
come on, let's not go too, if we're going to go down this path, let's not go too far down this path. Let's continue to like keep it affordable, you know,
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
lots of selections, not force
I'll
your
respect them
viewers
on
to
that.
watch TV. Dude, I was watching, so I'm watching the show, we can kind of land the plane after this, but I'm watching this show on Amazon Prime. I was listening to Joe Rogan interview the author of these books, and the show's called oh my god, The Terminal List with Chris Pratt.
I know you're talking about. Yep.
It's phenomenal, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Phenomenal. So I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, there's a few commercial breaks. No big deal. There's like 3 or 4 and an hour long thing. First commercial break comes up. It's 3.5 minutes long.
That's what it used to be, brother.
And then so I go and look and it's like, you can upgrade to no commercials for $3. And I'm like, I mean, obviously I'm going to do that, right? $3 a month is worth not watching 10 minutes worth of commercials in every episode. Like, so, but that's just an example. Like, I appreciate that Crunchyroll isn't forcing these massive ad breaks on us, right? I appreciate that. I hope we don't go there, but time will tell.
I'll tell you, I'll bark for you. I'll be like, yes, I'll be there right there, daddy. I got you. If Crunchyroll stays the way they are, if Crunchyroll fixes their stuff, because the good thing about this, what did Crunchyroll start as? A pirate site. They wanted to have all animes access for everybody.
Which is why I'm hoping
they've changed.
They're holding out hope that they'll still maintain some of that. Which
but if you're going after these other pirate sites, that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's hypocritical.
Yeah. But to this day, it's still $10 a month for an account, and they're not forcing ads on you, which I appreciate. But I guess we'll see in the future. But we've ranted and raved for 90 minutes, everybody. It's probably our longest one to date.
I don't know. I think we've almost done a 2-hour before.
Maybe. We might have some long ones coming up in the future.
Hey,
we'll have
tell our wives we can last a lot longer than when we perceive. Yeah. All right. So here's the problem, though. Next week. All right. I know what we're going to talk about for next week. I think I need to catch up on the anime then, because I'm
2 episodes.
The writer. Okay. Like I need to watch that one. Hopefully we'll talk about that next week.
Kojima wants to be a common writer. Oh my God, it's so
definitely. Like I said, we're coming to you every single Monday. Hopefully in the future we get to the point where we can come to you at least 3. Hold on. We can provide episodes. I'm rephrase more than once a week. Yeah. Oh gosh. So more than once a week, but thank you guys. We appreciate you being here. We're going to try to keep this going. We're enjoying it.
Like always, wherever if you're watching the video or you're listening, wherever you're consuming this, subscribe, follow, whatever it is. That's the biggest thing that you can do. And the reality is like, we both have full-time careers outside of this. And so like for now, like we're literally putting out content almost every day, between just the podcast and clips and then videos that we pull from the podcast. So we're putting out a lot out there, and we've got a good process that like we can do it, but we can't go beyond that until things grow more and until, I hate to say this, but until it becomes profitable, right?
No, we just need you. We just need you. That's it. And because we want to put out more episodes. Yeah. We could talk for days on this stuff. We could do 3 episodes a week easily. We could do 5 potentially if we get to that point. That'd be amazing.
Imagine being able to pay a producer to help us come up with ideas and schedules and things like that.
Oh, that wouldn't be hard, too. I have so many topics talking about that. No, I'm talking about if we could just have someone who could get the editing and could do all that stuff, like take out the hard part, because this is the easy part.
So we don't have to do any of that. And it's just like on this day, I want a completed podcast. I want 4 shorts and I want 4 clips. And then on this next day, I want you to have uploaded them all.
I'm gonna tell you, that'd be amazing. But like I said, we want to. We're bound by time. We're bound by other obligations that we have. But we want to. And the best thing you can do right now is just help us out. I don't know if it sounds like begging or not. I hope it doesn't. But I mean,
this you can do is send your credit card number, verification code, and birth date to More Than a Cartoon Podcast at imkidding.com. I'm totally kidding. The best thing you can do is follow and subscribe and comment. If you have if you're watching on a platform where you can comment, literally that's the best thing, because it helps us grow, and that's what's the most important thing.
But appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next week, next Monday, or whatever day you're listening, where you're listening to.
Peace
Appreciate
out.
you guys. Have a good one.
By the way, my dog's been farting for the past 10 minutes and it smells awful.
Dude. Poor puppy.